Today, we will see how to summarize the data in pandas using descriptive statistics, or maybe use how to use the descriptive statistic to summarize a dataset, something like this. It's the sample data which we will be using today, Supermart sales data. Summary which we will try to find today is like getting count of non-missing values for each of the variable, average of each of the numeric variables. In short, we're gonna learn today to find total number of non-missing values for each of the variables. What is the total sales amount? What is the average satisfaction level of the customer? Then what is the most frequently used payment method on the purchases? Then what is the minimum and maximum quantity sold and daily increasing sales? And to find these all summaries, we're gonna use these all kind of functions or provided by pandas in today's session. Hello, welcome to the channel. To understand the concept very clearly, please watch the video till the end. Once you are done with watching the video, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe and hit the bell icon. So here I have imported the Supermart data which I have in XLX format, and this data I have downloaded from Kaggle. I'll be providing the link into the description section. Do not forget to check that out and download the data to use further. So like we have our data imported over here. Let's first have a look at data. How many rows and how many columns does it have? If you want to learn more about this thing, how to check the number of rows and columns in our data set, please check out the video for which I have mentioned this link in description section, and that is showing here at the upper right corner. So coming back to the topic, in our Mart data we have 1000 rows and 12 columns. Let's have a quick look at the data. How does it look like? Sample data. Here is how our data looks. These are the top 5 observations from our dataset, Mart dataset. Now let's see how many numeric and how many character variables do we have. For that we're gonna use info function, and then we will see the required information. Here we go. So like you can see, these are all the character variables. These are all the numeric variables except this payment method. And this one is again character variable. So again, if you want to learn more about these all things, check out the video for which we have provided the link into the description section. Now without wasting the time, let's see how can we find this summary one by one. So first statement, it says find the total number of non-missing value for each of the variable in our data set. How can we do that? So here we have our Mart dataset, and for that we're going to use count. Like here you can see each of the variables has 1000 values. That means none of the variables has missing value. Like that is evident over here as well. Each of the variable are non-null, non-null, non-null. If we have any one of the variable null values, the count will not match to the total number of records. Like in the beginning itself, we saw that there were total 1000 number of records, and here also we see every time it is 1000. Just in case if you have some missing value in city column, you would have lesser number of records over here. So that's how you can understand. So this is how you can check the count of each of the variable for non-missing value in a given data mart, in a given data set. Then the next question comes, what is the total sales amount? So first we will see how to find the sum. Actually here the problem statement is to find the sum for each of the variable. Let's try to find sum. And here we go. Like here you can see the problem statement was to find the total sales amount. Here we have the total variable and the total sales amount is 322,967. These are the total. So like here you can see there are some differences. These are the actual values and these are the concatenated values. So these were the character variables, if you remember. So when you use sum function on character variable, it just concatenates the values together, and when you do this on numeric variable, that will sum up the values over here. So here it gives the sum for all of the variables. Now if you want to keep it specific to the cells, so you're just gonna put the total variable over here into the square bracket and into the single quotation, and then you're gonna say sum. So now you have sum for only total sales. If you want to include just more than one variable over here but not the all variables, you can just pick those variables and put it separated by comma, and then make another list for them. I mean, just round them in another square bracket and select them, run it. So like here you can see we have total for sum, we have sum for total sales, we have sum for gross income. So this is how you can use the sum function to find total of any of the variables. Now here it says the third problem statement is what is the average satisfaction level and what is the spread of it, right? So here we are trying to find the mean of ratings. So like here you can see you have the rating, but this shows the sum of all of the rating, while that does not make any sense over here because rating values are not something which needs to be summed up. Let's see how does rating value looks like here you can see 9.1, 9.6, 7.4. That's how our rating value looks like. This is a rating given between 1 to 10, given on the scale of 1 to 10. So let's find what is the average rating which has been given by the customer to this supermart. How can we do that? Let's find mart and mean. Let's run this. Here we go. So here it provides the average for each of the variable, but the problem statement is to be specific to the rating only, right? But we will be specific to that. Before that, let's see. The average unit price is 55. The average quantity purchase was 5. Average sales done was 322, and so on. So this is how you can find the average of the given variables. Here problem statement says be specific to the rating variable. So like previous, we are going to subset it for rating variable only. So the average rating which has been given by the customers is 6.97. So the supermart is not doing very good, but is just doing much better than the median, doing just better than the median, rather we can see. Now this says 6.9 is the average of that. There could be possibility that for some of the product or some of the customers would have given a top level rating, some of the customers would have given the bottom level of rating. So here we might like to see how this rating varies from customer to customer, right? So for that, what we can do is, let's say mart, and then we need to keep it specific to rating. So we're gonna say rating dot standard deviation. We can find standard deviation for that, and look, so it's not a huge spread. So in total we can say that the mean which we got, this is very near to the exact information because the spread is just 1.7, right? So on an average, customers are giving the rating somewhere 5 or maybe 8. Between that, the average the rating exists. All right. Now here our goal is not to cover more on statistical term, rather being specific to the techniques, how we can do those statistical things in Python using pandas. So the next problem statement, like ask, find out the most frequently used payment method. For that we're gonna say mart and we will say payment dot mode. So like here we can see the result, it says e-wallet. So e-wallet is the payment method which has been used most frequently by the customers. Now here our problem statement is not to find the frequency, how many times it has been done. It's just the problem statement is to find what is the most frequently used payment method. So we're going to be specific to the requirement. Now let's see what is the minimum and maximum number of quantity which has been sold irrespective of the product. First, let's see how can we find the minimum and maximum quantity for each of the variable. For that, it's simple. Use mart data frame dot mean. So like here you can see, when it comes to character variable, it decides basis on the alphabetic order. So m is something which so every name which has been defined into the city, all of the name starts with a letter which comes after m. So m is the list position letter which appears in the city. Anyway, coming back to the main usable variables. So let's have a look at total variable. This is a numeric variable, and like you can see, it perfectly says 10. 10 has been the minimum sales amount, right? So now coming back to the problem statement, finding the minimum and maximum quantity sold. Here we have our quantity variable which we're gonna put over here, and inside the bracket, square bracket, we just say the variable name. And now 1 is the minimum quantity which has been sold. What is the maximum quantity which has been sold? Let's find out that 10. So minimum 1 and maximum 10 quantity has been sold. Now moving forward, it says how the sales is increasing on daily basis. For that, we're gonna find cumulative sum. So let me first show you how the data looks like. Dot head. So here we have the total amount sold, like 548, 80, 340, 489 and 634. These are the top 5 records. So we have to see how the amount is summing up on daily basis. Let's say if this is the sales amount of each of the day. So for that you can use CumSum. This stands for cumulative sum, and let's make it specific to head 5. For the ease of understanding, let me show you just head over here. I'm removing cumulative sum from here, and then let's try to run this. Here these are the actual values, 548, 80, 340, and here it shows the cumulative sum. So when you add 548 plus 80, it will come 629, then 629 plus 340, it will come 969, and so on. This is how it gives you the increasing sales on daily basis if your data is for every day. So these were the some basic descriptive statistical functions which we used over here. Now we're gonna see here we found these things one by one. We have another function which is called describe, which will show you all of these things in one statement itself. Let's see that. Like here you can see. So here we have count of unit price. So count is going to be uniform for all of the variables because we don't have any missing values. Then we have mean for unit price, it is 55. Quantity, for quantity it is 5. Minimum value, if you remember, we had minimum quantity 1 and the maximum quantity we had was 10. Now if you see, we have only 7 variables reflecting over here, and remaining 5 variables are not available over here. Why is it so? Let's jump back to the board. Alright, so here we have our summary from the Python IDE. Now, if you look at these variables, here we have the list of all of the variables from our MART data frame, which are 12 in numbers. Now, in this summary, if you look at the variables for which Python or Pandas gave us the summary, those are 7 in numbers. And let's have a look on their data type. So these are the variables for which we got the summary in describe function. And if you notice over here, these all 7 variables are of numeric data type, either float or integer. So to conclude, describe function by default provides the summary, descriptive statistical summary rather, for numeric variables only. It does not provide the descriptive statistical summary for character variables by default. Now let's see how can we get the descriptive summary for all of these character variables. So here we're gonna say mart dot describe, and inside the bracket we're gonna say include object, because object is the data type used for character variables. If you can see, object is the data type which says that this particular variable is character variable. Let's put them. So here you can see the statistical summary, which is not much more, just specific, because not every statistical method can be applied on the character variables. So these are specific 4, which are count, unique, top and frequency, and these have been applied on remaining 5 variables only, which are in character types. So these were the specific to objects. What if we want to see all of them together, including character and numeric? So here we have all the 12 variables, and for them we have the statistical summary over here. Like you can see, if you take a count, these all will be 12. So here we have this summary from Python IDE, and if you notice these all variables, and if you remember from the previous summary, these are all character types, right? So this is why we have the value in these particular variables, like in these particular variables for this particular summary summarization method, count, unique and top and frequency. But if you look at this variable, this is numeric, so we don't have any value for these 3. Count can be done on numeric and character variable as well, but this unique, top, frequency, these are performed on character variables only, but this quantity variable was numeric, that's why it is NaN. And if you notice, these all variables are numeric, so that's why it is NaN over here, but here we all have values. So it's just a reverse condition. We just hope that you enjoyed this video. Just in case if you have any kind of doubt or if you have some suggestion, do not forget to put that into the comment section. We will definitely get back to you. Thank you very much for watching the video once again. Wish you very good luck.